The financial results in the fourth quarter of 2022 indicate an increase in net sales, which were $149.2 billion compared to $137.4 billion in the fourth quarter of 2021. The North America segment had the highest sales increase of 13%, while the international segment had a decrease of 8% in sales. The AWS segment had a 20% increase in sales. Despite the overall increase in net sales, operating income decreased to $2.7 billion in the fourth quarter, compared to $3.5 billion in the fourth quarter of 2021. The North America and international segments had operating losses, while the AWS segment had operating income of $5.2 billion. Net income in the fourth quarter decreased to $0.3 billion, compared to $14.3 billion in the fourth quarter of 2021. For the full year of 2022, net sales increased 9% to $514 billion, compared to $469.8 billion in 2021. North America segment sales increased 13%, while the international segment had a decrease of 8%. The AWS segment had the highest increase in sales with 29%. Despite the increase in net sales, the operating income decreased to $12.2 billion in 2022, compared to $24.9 billion in 2021. The North America and international segments had operating losses, while the AWS segment had operating income of $22.8 billion. The net loss for the full year of 2022 was $2.7 billion, compared to a net income of $33.4 billion in 2021. The operating cash flow increased 1% to $46.8 billion for the trailing 12 months, compared to $46.3 billion for the same period in 2021. However, free cash flow decreased to an outflow of $11.6 billion for the trailing 12 months, compared to an outflow of $9.1 billion in 2021. In summary, while the net sales increased in the fourth quarter of 2022 and the full year of 2022, the operating income and net income decreased due to charges for changes in estimates related to self-insurance liabilities, impairments of property and equipment, operating leases, and estimated severance costs.